Week 1 VU 631 readings. Project Management for Business Professionals. Project Management. PMI empowers professionals like you to excel in every career stage through world-class learning, gold standard certifications, and an expansive global community. What is project management? Whether it's jumpstarting sustainability initiatives or spearheading the development of your favorite open-world video games, project management is the profession that makes things happen. Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. It's the practice of planning, organizing, and executing the tasks needed to turn a brilliant idea into a tangible product, service, or deliverable. Key aspects of project management include defining project scope, identifying deliverables, managing risks, effective communication across teams. The project professionals behind project management. Project professionals are the people working behind the scenes to bring brilliant projects, like sustainability initiatives and open-world video games, to life. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience to ensure a project achieves its goals. And while project management is a larger-than-life profession, the skill set it requires is more accessible than you'd think. In fact, if you've ever created a schedule, planned a party, or led a group project, you've already tapped into your project management potential. Learn more about project managers and how you can become one in our next article, What is a Project Manager? 25 million project leaders are needed to meet global demands by 2030. What is a project manager? Project management approaches. There are all types of projects across various industries, which means each one needs to be tailored according to its unique needs. So, project managers often rely on one of three primary approaches. Predictive project management. Best for when project and product requirements are well-defined and stable at the beginning. Emphasizes detailed planning and execution based on initial requirements. Follows a traditional model where each phase is completed before the next one begins. Adaptive project management. Ideal for projects where requirements are subject to high level of uncertainty and volatility and are likely to change throughout a project. Uses an iterative and incremental approach, allowing more flexibility and adaptation. Encourages continuous collaboration and embraces change as a natural part of the process. Hybrid project management. Combines aspects of both predictive and adaptive approaches. Ideal for projects with varying degrees of certainty and flexibility. Allows for some project elements to be well-defined and constant while others are subject to change. All these approaches have benefits and are ideal in different project scenarios. So, it's up to project managers and their teams to decide which will lead to the most effective and successful completion of their project. Start your project management journey with PMI. Create a free PMI account to stay connected, access valuable resources, and to advance your project management career. Your free PMI account offers a host of benefits including access to free project management resources including templates, tools, and e-learning. Networking opportunities through our expansive online community. Stay informed on the latest in project management with world-class thought leadership insights on upcoming trends and developments. Create a free PMI account. Who is PMI? PMI is the world's leading authority on project management. We maximize project success to elevate our world. We prepare organizations and individuals to work smarter in our dynamic world through global advocacy, networking, collaboration, research, education. Since our establishment, we've worked hard to build a proud legacy as a for-purpose organization. If that sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, we invite you to learn more about PMI and the impact of our legacy. What is a project manager? Project managers are organized, goal-oriented professionals who use innovation, creativity, and collaboration to lead projects that make an impact. What does a project manager do? From the grand skyscrapers of sprawling cities to your favorite social media apps, project managers lead all types of projects across various industries. They use their project management expertise to execute and complete projects that bring brilliant ideas into reality. Project managers equip their teams with the tools to succeed and evolve through projects. And they use various project management skills to do so, including leadership and adaptability, organization and time management, creative problem solving, effective communication, motivation and team management. If you'd like to see how project managers use their skills to execute projects, try kick off our free online course that walks you through the process. What are project managers' duties and responsibilities? Project managers are responsible for various things on the job, including identifying project goals and scope, planning and documenting project tasks, ensuring deliverables are delivered on time, managing all project resources, effectively communicating with stakeholders, eliminating blockers and potential risks, documenting projects process using various project management tools, ensuring top quality results and project success. How to become a project manager. Our fantastic catalog of courses and certifications can help you build a solid foundation as a project professional. Once you gain experience and you're ready to advance your career, we offer globally recognized certifications like the Project Management Professional, PMP, to help you do it. Certifications like the PMP equip you with everything you need to manage complex projects and launch the next stage of your career. Explore our professional certifications. Offer from our training partner. Advertisement. Opens in a new tab. Advertisement. Learn the basics of project management with us. Interested in learning more about project management? Check out Kickoff, our free online course that walks you through project management basics with informative course materials, interactive exercises, user-friendly templates. What we do for project managers. PMI empowers project managers with the tools, resources, and expansive community necessary to make ideas a reality at every career stage. We're a for-purpose organization, and we've worked hard to create an impactful legacy through global advocacy, networking, collaboration, research, education. If that sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, we invite you to learn more about PMI and what it means to be a part of our project management community. Learn more about project managers. Want to learn more about PMI and becoming a project manager? Explore everything we have to offer and discover the amazing things project managers are doing to elevate our world. In this topic area, we have examined the basics of project management, both its tools and procedures, as well as the role of a project manager within an organization. We have initiated our review of best practices that can be used to perform these tasks, as well as beginning to differentiate between how different procedures are used for different types of projects. In this topic area, we will more specifically begin to look at different methodologies that can be used to successfully complete projects. We will begin to examine the different categories of projects and select methodologies and best practices that best fit these categories. By understanding these methodologies, we will be better able to successfully bring projects to completion if efficiently. Agile versus waterfall. Approach is right for my ERP project? Share. Share. Post. Share. Conference paper quality management. Agile May 9, 2012. Fair, Jason. How to cite this article. Fair, J. 2012. Agile versus waterfall. Approach is right for my ERP project. Paper presented at PMI Global Congress 2012, EMEA, Marseilles, France. Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, Project Management Institute. Abstract. Traditional waterfall project methodologies have been used for years to implement complex and large-scale enterprise resource planning (ERP) projects. Often, ERP projects are over budget and late in schedule. Stakeholders are often disappointed in the delayed realization of benefits and the quality of the delivered product. In today's economy, it is a reality that we need to be able to deliver our projects with fixed constraints on resources. In this session, discover how you can use lean principles and agile techniques to create a high-performing ERP team that will deliver high-value and high-quality products to your stakeholders in a shorter period of time. Learn to create cross-functional teams that are collaborative, adaptive, and responsive to customer needs. Find out how you can transform your ERP team to increase productivity so you can realize benefits sooner. In addition, in this session, you will be introduced to assessment areas and evaluation criteria on how to determine the appropriate approach for your project. This evaluation will help you determine the best approach based on your organization's culture, project characteristics, and resources. Introduction. Have you ever wondered how to deliver your project quicker and realize business value sooner from your ERP implementations? Have you ever wondered how to remove all of the ceremony of the implementation process and the waste involved with an ERP implementation while preserving the integrity of the delivered ERP package methodology? Have you ever wondered if there was a way to be flexible enough during ERP implementations and that changing business requirements could be provided to a project team mid-implementation without significantly affecting the overall cost and schedule? Have you ever wondered how to improve the efficiency and productivity of your existing ERP teams by doing more with less in today's economy? These are common questions that are asked when discussing how to improve the implementation of ERP projects. Consideration of lean concepts and agile techniques to accelerate the time to delivery and the realization of benefits is becoming more prevalent. Project managers are challenging the ways they have been traditionally implementing projects and are seeking new approaches. However, there are many considerations in determining the right approach. In this discussion, we will discuss the key evaluation areas to determine if your project is a good candidate for Agile or Waterfall. Overview of Lean principles and Agile techniques. Lean and Agile concepts. Lean is a thinking principle that focuses on the tasks and activities that are being conducted to complete the building of a product or a process to deliver a service. Additionally, the concepts of Lean include evaluating the flow of work to identify opportunities for improvement. By conducting this analysis and changing the way we think about our work, we are able to identify the specific areas that need improvement. As we change the way we approach our work, and as we focus on increasing our efficiencies to deliver our projects to our stakeholders with higher quality products, it is helpful to focus on leaning out the waste. Often, we work on projects in which we are required to participate in meetings or activities that are not directly contributing to the end product being delivered. Often there are overhead activities that we are asked by our project managers to perform, which have little value to the end product. As team members, we want to start to change the way we think and challenge the processes that are part of our project management approach. We want to reduce non-value-add activities and increase customer value-add activities. There are 3 types of work that we need to focus on as we evaluate our daily activities on a project. Customer value-added work. This is time directly spent on building the end product or deliverable. Agile teams learn to make this work a priority and maximize their daily activities to be value-add activities. Business value-added work. This work includes any activities that we need to complete to maintain project management or governance compliance. We also need to identify and simplify the ceremonial activities that we traditionally perform to stay viable/compliant/lawful. For example, we may have specific testing and quality assurance requirements when delivering a software project in a federated life sciences environment. Agile teams learn to develop lighter yet just as effective artifacts to support the requirement. We try to replace some of the traditional project artifacts with empirical evidence, demonstrations, and stand-ups versus status reports. Non-value-added work. Waste. These activities include the time that team members spend on work that is not directly related to building the end product. These items are often considered overhead or waste. Teams learn to negotiate this work completely outside of the project specifications. What is Agile? Agile is a project methodology and approach that is derived using lean thinking. Agile projects apply lean concepts in the information technology environment. It is the proven project management methodology that encourages the following key concepts: frequent inspection and adaptation, a leadership philosophy that encourages teamwork, self-organization, and accountability, a set of engineering best practices that allow for rapid delivery of high-quality projects, a business approach that aligns development with customer needs and company goals. Some of the foundations of Agile include the following: empiricism, ability to perform, stop, reflect, improve, and continue in a step-by-step process in efforts to increase productivity. Prioritization, deliver work based on value to the business. Self-organization, the team knows best how to deliver the work based on the resources and constraints. Time boxing, the team is required to complete the assigned tasks within the defined timelines. Collaboration, the team commits to delivering the final products within the given timelines, which will encourage cross-team collaboration and ingenuity in completing the tasks. Key aspects of the Agile project include the following: the overall team, Scrum Master, Product Owner. Product backlog, the ongoing, prioritized list of to-do tasks and features that are defined by business customers. Sprint planning and backlog, planning session at the beginning of a sprint to determine the items that the team agrees to take on and deliver as the output of a sprint. Stories/storyboard, collection of collective elements, functions, or features that are to be delivered within a sprint. Daily stand-up, daily discussion on what was accomplished, what remains to be done, and obstacles. Sprint burn-down chart, artifact showing progress and work remaining in a sprint. Sprint demonstration, demonstration conducted at the end of the sprint to show products delivered. Retrospective, team discussion following the sprint to identify successes and improvement opportunities. Exhibit 1, Waterfall and Agile Project Approaches. Agile Project Techniques. A few techniques typically used on Agile projects and that directly contribute to accelerating the time to delivery and the increased quality of the product being delivered include the following: frequent inspection of the product and adaptation to the changes and input during the project. Aligning development with customer needs and company goals. Co-location of resources to the same workspace. Self-organization and accountability. Becoming a team player. Elimination of waste and ceremony. Empirical demonstration of results. Customer is always present. Product managers and owners. Focus on key planning events. Product planning, release/feature planning, iteration planning, sprint review, and stand-ups. Waterfall versus Agile. There are some key differences between a traditional waterfall project and an Agile project, and these include the following: waterfall. Detailed, long-term project plans with single timeline. Definitive and rigid project management and team roles. Changes in deliverables are discouraged and costly. Fully completed product delivered at the end of the timeline. Contract-based approach to scope and requirements. Customer is typically involved only at the beginning and end of a project. Linear phased approach creates dependencies. Agile project. Shorter planning based on iterations and multiple deliveries. Flexible, cross-functional team composition. Changes in deliverables are expected and less impactful. Product delivered in functional stages. Collaborative and interactive approach to requirements. Customer is involved throughout the sprint. Concurrent approach seeks to reduce dependencies. Challenges of ERP project management. Over the past 10 years, as Agile adoption has grown, the primary focus has been on custom application development projects. Projects implementing commercial off-the-shelf, COTS, or enterprise resource planning, ERP, products have had a slow transition to adopting Agile as a preferred project methodology. The reasons for this include the fact that COTS software vendors typically prescribe an implementation methodology with their software. For over 20 years, these software packages have been delivered with traditional waterfall implementation methodologies. Therefore, the systems integrator communities have also adopted their implementation models to be in alignment with the ERP vendors. For years, large-scale ERP projects have been delivered using these tried-and-true project approaches. Unfortunately, however, we also have seen many projects that have underdelivered in quality or functional capability, as well as run over schedule and over budget. There are many reasons why these projects experience these challenges, which are usually not due to the methodology or approach. The Agile approach, however, where it is deemed to be the best approach, will expose project risks to management earlier in the project and force key decisions that may prevent typical project issues from arising. When considering adopting Agile as the ERP project implementation approach, there are key considerations that the project management team needs to consider. Based on their ERP implementation experiences and the resources they have to dedicate to the project, the team should be aware of the following typical challenges. Agile is a new way to manage projects. Makes all the typical dysfunction in a team or organization visible. Depending on how Agile is introduced to a team, there may be resistance to the adoption, and I follow the mechanics, but not the values of Agile. Agile is not right in all environments. Spend time up front in assessing the environment and culture to determine Agile readiness. If Agile adoption is not managed well, the team will continue to deliver bad products but sooner, and doomed projects will fail faster. People are most comfortable with what they know. Project team members are familiar with the phases and deliverables of the waterfall lifecycle. ERP consultants have an attachment to waterfall development. Lack of incentive to increase speed to delivery. ERP solutions are all-encompassing. Environment includes development, proprietary programming system/language, a runtime environment, a source code control system, integrated end-to-end business process that are difficult to decompose. ERP is about business process configuration. It is not about development, coding, and programming. Managing dependencies and sequencing of stories, tasks, and activities. Management of large development objects, e.g., interfaces and conversion programs, in line with sprint delivery. Integrating offshore development. Evaluation criteria to determine the best approach for your project. When the project management office is faced with the business case of a project and needs to decide on which project methodology is best to use, there are key areas that need to be evaluated in making this recommendation, and some of the key areas to review include project characteristics, requirements, how rigid and defined are the requirements, effort/duration, how long is the planned project duration, 6 months, greater than 12 months, greater than 18 months, interfacing systems, how many interfacing systems are in scope, how complex are these interfaces? Regulatory compliance. Are there any compliance requirements that provide restrictions or additional requirements for the project team? Project interdependencies. How many other projects are running concurrently? What is the impact to the key decision makers? Are there any overlaps with project resources? Sponsor characteristics. Sponsor buy-in. Does the project have the right level of sponsorship? Are they committed to the mission of the project? Sponsor time commitment. Is the sponsor dedicated and willing to support the project as needed? Training for Agile. Is there an investment for training the team/organization in Agile? Periodic validation. Will the sponsor be available to participate in key validation sessions? Project resources. Team size. How large is the team? Can it be broken down into teams of 8 to 12 people? Resource dedication. Are key resources dedicated to the project? If not, can parameters around resource availability be established and supported? Technology/business domain knowledge. How well do team members know the product being delivered? Is their domain expertise at the level that it will not impede the team's velocity? Collaboration. Does the project environment foster collaboration? Are there tools in place to facilitate project team collaboration, e.g., video conferencing, shared document repositories, and so forth? Co-location. How many of the team members are co-located? How many are distributed to different locations? Testing. Automated. Are there any automated testing capabilities? Agile awareness and acceptance. Training at all levels. Has the organization committed to training the executive, project team, and subject matter experts in Agile? Ability to apply Agile techniques for all aspects of the project. Is the project management team committed to the values of Agile and to the techniques being used? Coaches are available. Do not do it alone. Are there Agile coaches available to support the project team? Below is an example of an evaluation template that can be used to assess the Agile readiness of a project. It takes the characteristics discussed above and asks the user to evaluate his or her project environment. This will help identify the key risk areas and starts the conversation of where to focus improvements to becoming more agile. Exhibit 2, Evaluation Scorecard, Waterfall versus Agile. Success criteria for your Agile ERP project. Over the past 2 years, as we have worked with many large organizations that have experimented with Agile in ERP environments, we have been able to consolidate the common lessons learned and key success criteria. These items are critical to any organization considering implementing an ERP project using the Agile approach, and they include conducting an Agile readiness and cultural assessment before starting the project. Identify the executive champions. Make sure they support this approach. Establish buy-in to the Agile process at all levels. Be flexible in creating a model that works for the culture of the organization. Establish a process and framework that works best with your culture, resources, and environment. Consider varying the steps of adoption of Agile techniques. It's a journey. Select the right first project. Not all projects are good candidates for Agile. Start with something that can deliver a quick win. Establish confidence with a new approach in the organization. The art of storytelling. Be able to effectively define your requirements in the format of a story. Do not be discouraged at the moment of first awkward use, because it takes time for the team to adjust to this project approach. Integrating members of the team who are not co-located. Ability to remove impediments. Manage the flow of work. Continuously update the Agile process and framework. Learn and adjust. Train the team at all levels. Develop a product council that is willing to do the work. Find the right product owner and engage stakeholders. Focus on teamwork over mechanics. Collaboration over co-location. It is important to have the team collaborate. We all need to deal with the reality of distributed resources. Set rules of engagement for the team. Select the right metrics and the right reporting tools. Align team and individual performance metrics to tangible project goals. By adopting these key lessons learned, a project team should be able to assess and implement an ERP project using the Agile approach. Remember that not all projects are a good fit for the Agile approach. Assess each project with the evaluation criteria and make a decision based on what works best in the organization's environment. Agile is a very successful project approach, and ERP projects provide a great target for achieving accelerated benefits by using this approach. In this unit, we will specifically look at project management as a profession and the important roles that project managers play in different types of organizations. Additionally, we will begin to explore certification options as a project manager and identify different benefits that these certifications may have.